Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. We're dealing with the ends today. As ends, there's only about I think 80 to 90 maybe. Let's have a look. Okay, Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen. Great funny comedy. Completely inappropriate. Gag after gag. Just really fun. And then you had the sequel, The Smell of Fear. Naked Gun 2.5. As funny. Love it. It's kind of like the airplane humour to me. And then Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. Just funny little trilogy. Good movies. Name of the Rose. Now you've got Sean Connery in this, plays kind of like a monk investigator. He's sent to an abbey to investigate a load of murders. You've got a very young Christian Slater. I think he's his first role maybe, and he kind of assists Sean Connery in this one. And you've got also Ron Perlman in this as well. It's just a really good film. It's all to do with like manuscripts, and it's set in the 14th century around about the Black Death, I believe. Yeah, around about the Black Death. It's just very, very fun, and it's set in a French monastery as well, I think. Great film, great murder mystery, nice bit of violence. And I think this was a American import. Nanny McPhee 2, the Big Bang. Napoleon Dynamite. This is, although this is a Fox release, this is kind of like, it's like an independent film feel about it. You've got John Heder, who plays like it's like social outcast nerd, and his best friend's Pedro, and he's running for class president. And it's just about John Heder trying to get through the day. He's picked on, but it's just like water off a duck's back. It's just a really good film. It's going to be one of those films you either love or hate, and I love this film. He's got an uncle who's like obsessed with the 80s, wants to build a time machine, go back to the 80s. Great dance scene in that. National Treasure. Love these films. You've got Nicolas Cage, John Voight in this as well, who plays his father. Justin Bartha, I think, is like assistant in this, and they are trying to find a lost treasure, like America's lost treasure from the Knights of the Templar and things like that. And he's following a set of clues his whole life. It's become his like life's obsession. But also he gets funding from a guy called a guy played by Sean Bean, and because they have like a difference of opinion, namely Sean Bean tries to blow up Nicolas Cage. They go their own ways, and it's like they got to steal the Declaration of Independence because there's clues on the back. It's a treasure hunting film with American politics thrown in. My kind of movie. Diane Kruger's in that as well. And then the sort of story continues almost immediately after this. Well, it's a little times, I think maybe like 6 months has gone by. But great film. They're on the trail again of another treasure, and this time Ed Harris is trying to, well, he's sort of a misunderstood villain, because all he's trying to do is get credit for his family name, but in doing that he tries to discredit the Gates name, played by the Gates family, is Nicolas Cage's family, saying that he was a co-conspirator, his family, of the Abraham Lincoln assassination. Just good film. National Security, part of these. The Navigator, Medieval Odyssey. This is an odd film. It says time travel. It's set. First half. The first part is 1348. Again, during the Black Death. Guy has a vision. They all go in a cave to hide, and his vision is to dig through, keep going down this tunnel, and eventually they pop out the other side in like New Zealand. I'm pretty sure it's like New Zealand in the 80s. And when they pop out in the 80s, they don't take full advantage of the time travel element. There's no sort of introducing them to new technologies as such. As far as they're aware, they're just still in their own time frame, because they're all set in one night around a church in the middle of nowhere. So it's an odd film, very watchable. I'd watch it again easily, but it's kind of like amateur dramatics. It's odd acting and odd premise. Nativity, very good Christmas film. Martin Freeman is in this. He plays a teacher. Mark Wootton is his teaching assistant, and he's absolutely incompetent. He's like, you can't leave your kids around him because he has no sort of he's like a child himself, you know, like just take all the kids out to the park and stuff without like getting permission, that sort of thing. Alan Carr's in this. I don't know if you're abroad, you're not going to know these people. Alan Carr, Ricky Tomlinson, Pam Ferris, all sort of English actors. Good Christmas film. Don't know if that's available abroad. It says region B locked, but don't know if that is available in other countries. Nativity. Now you've got Martin Freeman in the first one. He's gone now. His story is complete. Mark Wootton carries on in this one, and instead of the Martin Freeman character, you've got what's his name, David Tennant, and he plays twins in this. It's not as good as the first one, but still enjoyable. Third one I've not seen. David Tennant and Martin Freeman are gone. Their stories are concluded, and in this one you have Martin Clunes, and Mark Wootton is back. Catherine Tate is in this one. And I don't know if any of the other cast come back, but I need to see that one. The Natural. This is a great baseball film of sorts. It's about a story of a guy who's just about to sort of realise his potential and he gets shot. Played by Robert Redford. Great film. Great actor. Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind, part of the Studio Ghibli. In fact, that's the first one, the Studio Ghibli collection. It's #1. Nazi Invasion. This is a 3D film, oddly enough, from Germany. This was now, when it was on DVD on the UK release, was Jack Boots on Whitehall. It's such a funny film. You have to see it to believe it. I mean, look at little Hitler there. It's played. It's dolls, basically. It's like stop animation, and it's just funny as hell. It's not for kids. It's an 18. It's funny, very funny. Check out the trailer for that. Nazi Invasion, or Jack Boots on Whitehall. Nebraska, about a guy who's he's getting on in years, Bruce Dern, and he thinks he's like, you know, when you get those letters saying, "Oh, you've won £1 million," just sort of sends a check for 5,000 and we'll unlock your money and put it in your bank. One of those sort of things. So he embarks on a journey to claim his 1 million with his son. The Necessary Death of Charlie Countryman. I've not seen this one. You've got Shia LaBeouf. That's enough to put most people off. Evan Rachel Wood, Mads Mikkelsen, Rupert Grint, James Buckley. I've not seen it. Ned Kelly. This is a good film. Again, good cast. Jeffrey Rush, Naomi Watts, Orlando Bloom, Heath Ledger. It's about the story of Ned Kelly and his capture, and it's a great scene in this when he's coming out. I think he's coming out of a barn or a saloon or something. But he's been held up by the local authorities outside. And he's like got like his Iron Man suit on, like the helmet with the slit. And very good. I think they got the death mask of him still in Australia. Need for Speed 3D. Aaron Paul bought this because of Breaking Bad. Just finished watching the whole box set of Breaking Bad. Phenomenal TV show, and I thought check out that because Aaron Paul's in it. Apparently, all that is there's no CGI in that. It's all practical effects with the cars. Negotiator. Kevin Spacey and Samuel Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson. What's the L for? Yeah, Samuel Jackson takes someone hostage, and Kevin Spacey's the negotiator. The Negotiator, again, same title. John Hamm, Rosamund Pike, Beirut, 1982. Neighbours, just going to take a sip. You look at that cover. It's water. My daughter's got me on some kind of coffee detox thing. Neighbours, yeah, this was sent to me by Mike Movie Edge. Go and check his channel out. The Net, very dated, very good. She plays like a game tester, and there's a virus. I think I don't know if she has. She knows it's a virus, or she just plays a game and unlocks the virus. I can't remember how it goes, but it's one of those things when she's being hunted down by the people that set the virus in motion. The second one is exactly the same as the first one. Great film, just very dated, a bit like Hackers is dated. Network, Faye Dunaway, William Holden, Peter Finch, Robert Duvall. It's just an Arrow release. Did I get the book? I did. I got the book. Never Been Kissed, Drew Barrymore, David Arquette. Never Let Me Go. I've not seen this one. Keira Knightley, Andrew Garfield, Katie Mulligan. Oh, this is the sci-fi one, isn't it? Yeah, believe it or not, this is a sci-fi film. Need to watch that. Never-Ending Story. Classic film. Jim Henson puppets as well. Can't go wrong. New Daughter. Yeah, this is good. This is a Kevin Costner film. Now, where's the Kevin Costner film I was thinking of the other day? Dragonfly. Release Dragonfly. Good film though. New Daughter. New Jack City. Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, Chris Rock, Mario Van Peebles and Judd Nelson. This is Premium Collection from HMV, number 42 from 1991. Let's pause there and get the next pile. New in town, Renée Zellweger. She is sent into town to sack like people from this company, you know, the sort of cutbacks and stuff. Sort of stays around, gets to know people, can't do it, that sort of thing. New Year's Eve. All these people, sort of their stories overlap. So one of those sort of rom-com, not really comedy so much. It's just like drama, comedy drama. Gary Marshall directed. He did a few like this. He did Mother's Day and what was the other one? Valentine's Day. All kind of like the same sort of thing. A New York Christmas, or just New York Christmas. Sir Patrick Stewart's in this. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing as New Year's Eve, like stories overlapping. He's like a redemption character for Patrick Stewart. He's stuck in a lift. He's like this high executive. And nobody's there to help him, and he's freezing to death up in this open lift in this building site, and people fall in love during New Year's Eve sort of celebration in New York. It's one of those. New York Winter's Tale. This has got Russell Crowe, Colin Farrell in it. Next, great film. This is Nicolas Cage. He's got this ability to see, I think it's like 6 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that, 3 or 4 minutes maybe, into the future, so he can predict, like if you're playing cards, he knows what cards you're going to play. He sees every outcome, every possible outcome, so he can evade capture. He's being hunted down by the FBI, headed up by Julianne Moore, who wants him to try and find this nuclear weapon. People are going to set off this weapon, so there's a lot going on. Also, you've got Jessica Biel, who he's been sort of looking for. He's had a vision of her arriving in this place, and he's never had a vision this far in advance. And she unlocks like potential in him. It's a good film, very good. Really enjoyed that one. Next 3 days. Now this has got Liam Neeson. Yeah, a picture of him on the back. Don't buy this just for Liam Neeson, because he's in it for maybe 3 minutes tops. It's a story of Russell Crowe. His wife's put in prison for murdering somebody, so it's like a murder mystery he's trying to solve, and he's also trying to break his wife out of prison. His wife is played by Elizabeth Banks. Great film, very tense. If you've seen this film, the scene when he's in the prison with the key, very, very tense. Good film. Nice guys. Russell Crowe, doesn't he look like John Goodman there? Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I like this film. It's got great music in this, and it's kind of set over one night. I just like the pacing and the colours, and just like it's a real nice romantic comedy. It's got Kat Dennings from Two Broke Girls, and Michael Cera. Is he in anything now? I don't think he's acting anymore, does he? Nico, Above the Law. I don't know why. I think that's the only. No, I've got a couple of Seagal films. Yeah, I have. Night Museum. Story of Ben Stiller. He's a night watchman in the museum, and like when everybody goes home at night and he locks the doors, and then like 6 o'clock or something like that, everything comes to life. I don't know what time it was. I was saying 6 o'clock. Everything comes to life. All the exhibits. Very funny. You've got quite a cast in this. Robin Williams, brilliant in this. He plays an ex-president. You've got I'm looking on the back, it doesn't say. You've got Rami Malek, who played Freddie Mercury. You've got Dick Van Dyke, Mickey Rooney, just a really good film. And I think this is the only, well, one of the first films I ever watched with the audio commentary. Oh, Owen Wilson and Steve Coogan play. Owen Wilson plays like a little cowboy from an exhibit, and Steve Coogan plays a little Roman, and they're always trying to fight each other because they're like next door. Nightly Museum 2, not as good. You've got Amy Adams joins the cast in this, and Hank Azaria, and Amy Adams plays Amelia Earhart. All the rest of the crew are back. So what really annoys me about this is the little bobblehead things. Albert Einstein bobbleheads. Nightly Museum 3, I've not seen this one. Rebel Wilson's in this. I think it's set in London by the look of it. Yeah, I need to watch that one. The Night Before, really good Christmas film. Just really funny. They work really well. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, and Anthony Mackie. All work really well off each other. Good Christmas movie. Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal. He starts off. He wants to make a few dollars, so he films like an accident scene, sells it to a local like news channel, and so he makes a living out of that by getting more sophisticated. You've got to get to the scene first and film what you can, and he gets a little bit carried away, should we just say. Yeah, he's creepy as hell in this film, really creepy. Looks like he lost a lot of weight for that film as well. Nighthawks, a really good sort of 70s, I think this was pretty. I think it was 79, I think. I could be wrong, could be early 80s. Sylvester Stallone trying to hunt down Rutger Hauer. Night Listener, All Is Not What It Seems, a radio calling show with Robin Williams and a 14-year-old boy. All is not what it seems. I just leave it. I don't want to give anything away. Nightmare Before Christmas. I see this as a Halloween film. I don't see this as a Christmas film at all. Even though there's Christmas elements in this. 3D is stunning on this film. Love it. Love the songs. Danny Elfman is and Henry Selick. Henry Selick. Did Henry Selick do the singing? I thought it was Danny Elfman. Pretty sure it was Danny Elfman. Great 3D. Great release. Nightmare on Elm Street. I only own the first one of that series. I do own the remake as well, but the first one I've seen. Is it 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4 at the cinema? 4 and 5. I think I've seen like 4 or 5 of these at the cinema. This is the best one. It's the only one I want to watch, really. If I'm going to watch a Nightmare on Elm Street film, it's going to be this one. Debut role by Johnny Depp. Great horror film. I've not seen the reboot thing. I've heard it's good though. I've heard it's good. Night of the Hunter. Robert Mitchum plays a preacher. He's kind of trying to get the information out of these two boys as to where his father's loot is. He's born to play this. Arrow release, and didn't get the book with that one. Just got a bit of paper with The Love of Women on it. Yeah, Robert Mitchum, underrated actor, not appreciated in this time. Let's just see if I've got one more part after this. Night of the Dead, Coming to Get You, Barbara. Night School, Kevin Hart. Night to Remember, Kenneth More. Great film about the sinking of the Titanic. We've all seen, we should have all seen, James Cameron's version of the Titanic. That is a good version. Nim's Island. Let me just take a sip. Young Abigail Breslin. She's on an island and storm's hitting it. Her dad, Gerard Butler, he's gone out. I can't remember why he's gone out at sea in his boat. I can't remember if he's gone fishing or he's gone to get help. I think he's gone to get help. Jodie Foster, she lives in New York. I'm pretty sure it's New York, and she's agoraphobic. She can't leave the house. Anyway, these she has to get to this island to help Abigail Breslin because they're talking on, like, I think they're talking on the radio or internet. I can't remember. So she's trying to get to the island. Gerard Butler is like a protagonist in her head in the book, and it's a good film. It's a good film. I do have the sequel to that, Return to Nim's Island, but it's under the R's for some reason. Nina Forever. Ooh, comes in a lovely red case. 1984. Brilliant movie. John Hurt, Richard Burton, from 1984 actually, number 68 in the HMV Premium Collection. Yeah, 1984. More of a reality than you think. Let's just stop it there. 1941. Steven Spielberg film. John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd. I don't know who else is in it. Oh, Ned Beatty, Christopher Lee. And I remember this absolutely bombed when it came out. A friend of mine was obsessed with it. He had like the making of books and all sorts of stuff when I was at school. What year was this? 1979. So yeah. I quite enjoy it. I think it's quite good, quite a funny film with a Ferris wheel. 9. Now this is my favourite animated film. It's a dystopian future. I think it's set in Russia as well. Scientists have there's no people left on Earth. There's like this mechanical monster that's like roaming the streets, and these little characters 1 to 9, and they've been produced by this scientist, this Russian scientist, and they hold the key to humanity within them. And they've got to survive this big monster thing, and it's just a really good story. And it's got a lot of good voice characters in this. You've got Elijah Wood, John C. Reilly, Jennifer Connelly, Christopher Plummer, Crispin Glover, Martin Landau. Just phenomenal animation. Recommend that one. 9 Lives. I've not seen this one. Kevin Spacey, Jennifer Garner, Christopher Walken. Ninth Gate, Johnny Depp. I saw this one a few weeks ago. Quite enjoyed this film. The opening scene where the guy kills himself. It's not a spoiler. His library is beautiful. Well, his study is beautiful. Ninth Gate. It's Johnny Depp and a story of there's 3 books, and he's trying to authenticate whether this one book is particularly an original and not a copy, or like an imposter, if you like, of these books. 3 books supposedly written by the devil. Each of the books has a little bit of a difference in each one, and when you put them all together, you get like the true one book of Satan himself. Good story. 99 Homes. Noah in 3D. This is a good film. I'm not seeing the 3D version of this. This is a German release. Story of Noah, Noah's Ark. You've got Ray Winston's quite an odd, although he's pretty good in this, to be fair. Emma Watson is in this as well, and Russell Crowe as Noah. No Country for Old Men. Such a good film. This, you've got like the MacGuffin, the bag of money, and you found by Josh Brolin, and I think he finds it. I don't think he actually stole it. I think he just comes across his bag of money from a robbery, and it's like a shootout, isn't it, in the desert. He finds his money anyway, and Tommy Lee Jones is a sheriff who's trying to sort of solve this killing, and eventually the missing money. Javier Bardem, the guy in the middle with like the air pressure gun thing he's just going around killing people. Sociopath. He's after the money as well. And also Woody Harrelson is, keep knocking that, like, just a really good, tense, not a lot going on, but it's just really tense and well paced. Love it. Nocturnal Animals. Got to go through these. No Day After. This is kind of one of those sort of Roland Emmerich disaster films. German release. No stars in this that I recognise. Gary Grubbs. I mean, who knows him? Robert Grimm. Anyway, it's yeah, 3D disaster film. Oh, Stacey Keach is in that. I recognise that. Stacey Keach. No Escape. Brilliant film, I thought. Owen Wilson and his wife, Lake Bell, they go. He is offered a job in Asia. I think it's Asia. It could be like Indonesia or something like this. And when he gets there, there's like a political uprising. People don't want Americans in this embassy or whatever it is he's working in. So, and they go in there and like shoot people and whatnot. So he's got to get out. He's got to get his family to safety. And he happens across Pierce Brosnan's character, and he helps them to try and get out. And it's a very tense film. Very good. Quite an unusual film for Owen Wilson to do. Very good. Non-stop. Liam Neeson, he's an air marshal, and sorry, he's getting these texts that he has to put money in an account, or like his authority, his boss has got to put money in an account, or there's going to be a terrorist act on the aircraft he's supposedly protecting. They think it's him because he's like a drunk and he has no money and stuff like that. So all indications point to Liam Neeson as the baddie, but he's trying to solve the problem. You've also got Julianne Moore in that. It's a good sort of whodunit, and well, not whodunit. It is kind of whodunit because there are people being killed on the plane. Have a look at the cover. It's like a mystery, and can you solve it? Who's sending the text? Good film. Norbit. Eddie Murphy and Eddie Murphy. Yeah. Funniest bit in this for me is when he's at the water park and the guy at the gate says to her, "You've got to, you can't come near naked," and she sort of lifts up her stomach, and she's wearing like a little thongy thing. No Reservations. Aaron Eckhart. Sorry, jump past that. Aaron Eckhart, Catherine Zeta-Jones, sort of a wommy-commy sort of film. North by Northwest, really good. Brilliant film, in fact. Cary Grant, James Mason. James Mason's brilliant in this. There's a little scene, someone fires a gun, but there's a kid waiting for it. You can see, because he obviously knows the scene's coming up, so he's put his fingers in his ears waiting for it. Kind of takes you out of the film, but there you go. Nosferatu. That's a Eureka release. Notebook. Classic rom-com. No Strings Attached, not so much a classic rom-com. Actually, it's quite a forgettable film in this. You've got Kevin Kline, I think, in this as well. Yeah. Notes on Scandal. Now, this is a good movie. I saw this at the cinema when it came out. You've got Cate Blanchett, who's a teacher, and her husband is Bill Nighy. Anyway, Cate Blanchett starts up a relationship with a schoolboy, and this is witnessed by Judi Dench. And Judi Dench, all Judi Dench wants is a friend, and she kind of blackmails Cate Blanchett into spending time with her, but she's like a horrible person. She doesn't want to spend time with her, and she says, well, you know, if you don't, then I'm going to let your secret out and ruin your life, basically. Good, quite a tense film. Nothing But the Truth. This has got a great cast in this. Kate Beckinsale, Matt Dillon. You've got the brilliant Alan Alda, Vera Farmiga, and David Schwimmer. Notting Hill. I'm pretty sure this was the highest grossing UK rom-com. Could be wrong. Julia Roberts plays a like an A-lister, Anna Scott, and she literally bumps into Hugh Grant's character. He plays like an owner of like a travel bookshop, and they kind of hit it off and fall in love, and rom-com. Good cast in that as well. November Man is quite a forgettable Pierce Brosnan film. Yeah, it's a spy. It's a German import, not the best Pierce Brosnan film though. No Way Out, story of espionage. Kevin Costner. You've got Gene Hackman in this as well, and Will Patton. I always like his work as well. Good movie, very good movie. And that was this one's a Spanish import. No Way Out. Nowhere Boy. This is the story of John Lennon. Who else is in this? I can't see it. Now You See Me. I'm not a big fan of magic, although I do like the Harry Potter films, to be fair, and this has such a great cast, and I really enjoy this film. You got Jesse Eisenberg. Now let's go for him. You got Woody Harrelson, Morgan Freeman, Amy Adams, Sir Michael Caine, God bless you, sir, Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Ruffalo, and is it Dave Franco? I think it's Dave Franco, the short brother. And there's 4 of them called the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. They're like the top magicians, street magicians and whatnot. They all come together, and it's like it's a heist movie. It's very, very good. And then you have, and they're being hunted down by I don't know if he's FBI. I think he's just a detective. Mark Ruffalo's character. All is not what it seems. Now You See Me 2. The pack return. I think Amy Adams is replaced by Lizzie Kaplan. Don't know. But now they're joined by Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, the Magic Man himself. Number 23, kind of like a noir film. This is a really good Jim Carrey film. Guy's obsessed with the number 23. Virginia Madsen's in this. This is a really good Jim Carrey film. Very underrated, in my opinion. Anyway, I love this. I think it's a very atmospheric, quite creepy in places, and you will become obsessed with the number 23 after watching that. That's the uncut version as well. The Numbers Station, John Cusack, Maylene Ackerman. It's quite a slow, boring film. Surprised that's not in the pound shop. The Nun. I don't think the nun in this is played by the same nun that was in the Conjuring films, because the Conjuring one was played by a girl called Wendy. I think the nun is a different person in this. But there you go. I've not seen that. Not seen it. The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. Surprised this didn't get a 3D release. Nutty Professor. Jerry Lewis. Loved Jerry Lewis back in the day. Nutty Professor remade with Eddie Murphy, and this is a released by Fabulous, a company called Fabulous and Fremantle. Yeah, I like this film. I like it. You've got it's about a professor that's vastly overweight, as you can see, and he sort of invents this serum that you drink, and then you slim right down to Eddie Murphy's a little thin character there in spandex. He slims down to that, and he sort of it alters his personality as well. He becomes really sort of outrageously sort of confident, and he's in a relationship with Jada Pinkett. Before she was Jada Pinkett Smith, Jada Pinkett. Funny film. And then you have the sequel, and this one has, I think, Janet Jackson in this one. And this is Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps, where Eddie Murphy plays the whole family, apart from the kid who, Hercules or whatever his name was, played by a young kid. But he plays all like the grandma, the mother, the brother, the father. Funny, not as good as the first one. So that is it. That is the ends. O's, there are maybe 60, 70 maybe. So we'll get on to them next week. Thank you so much for sitting through this. Leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, it's free. And that's it from me and Kermit. See you later. Take care, bye.